Hello there, this is CAN Kenan from Kenan Place, and today we're going to play part 4 of Sickness. Sickness in your head, sickness in your life, but maybe not sickness in your health, just sickness in your life maybe, and in your head, in your mind. Alright, so Ho and Sarah is sleeping and cuddling together, the brother and sister love. And now it's at night, and let's continue. Unfortunately, as nice as peaceful, relaxing night in our warm bed sound, tonight that pleasure will be short-lived. This bed seems quite small, right? So they must cuddle every night. Whatever Marcus has planned, midnight is the deadline he gave me, and I don't plan on being late. Midnight meetings and corpse handling aside, the fact of the matter is that Marcus has already compensated me for my work not done yet, not to mention the promise of more to come. Whatever reservation I have about this, I can't afford not to go. At the very least, I needed to hear him out and see what he has in mind. Now of course, he knows that I have a sister and I have to protect my sister. And if the job he has lined up for me is as violent and well paid as my night so far would suggest, then there are worse ways to make a living. Well, so you left your sister, right? Eyeing the clock on the wall, facing our bed, I snuck away from my sister's side, careful not to wake her. I'm sure she's awake, right? I slowly remove her arms from around me. Oh, this sister is replacing my body with the pillow I had been using until moments prior, then tiptoe out of the bedroom, through the living room, not making a sound the entire trip. Well, I think he can be a good ninja. It's a shame to have to leave her side like this, but tonight, there's somewhere else I need to be. Okay, this seems like a car park. Not much car, right? Maybe it's at night. Not much people. What's it drawing? I think they'll enter this door. Well, this is a level 2, so it's not underground, right? Well, let's continue. Following the unfamiliar route detailed to me earlier in the day, I made my way to a part of the town I've never thought I'll need to visit. Well, it must be the poorer district, right? Among the many districts of Richmond, this is one of the poorest. True, exactly what I guessed, and definitely not a good place to be at this time of the night. Well, although they are poor, right? But there's only one graffiti, and all the lights are working, everything seems to be functional. Maybe except this light. Well, let's continue. There's no police present to speak of, and most of the stores are closed or abandoned, and there's absolutely zero maintenance being done. Well, I don't think that's true because you see, it's quite clean, right? It's quite clean, lights are working and all, the sign is working. As soon as Marcus told me where we're making, I knew the job he had lined up for me couldn't be legal. Just what I'm getting myself into here. Well, something which you are quite excited to get into, right? Jeez! What took you long enough? I was beginning to think you chickened out. The moment Marcus and I met face to face, he opened with his usual level of compassion. Well, chicken out of what? I don't even know why I'm here. You're here because it's one of the few places in town where someone like you can actually make money. You know that isn't what I meant. I'm in a shady neighborhood in the middle of the night, prepared to make money from legally questionable work, and you're still telling me the bare minimum. You can't keep me in the dark forever, Marcus. Sigh, I guess you're right. But really, relax already. It's honest work, I assure you. I do not believe Marcus at all. In this part of town, this late at night, I doubt it. I agree. Alright, so what now? Who do you want me to kill? Just follow me. You'll understand soon enough. Marcus turned around and walked to the side entrance of the building adjoining the car park. He removed a key ring from his pocket and unlocked a steel frame door. Turning back for a moment to smirk as though daring me to follow him. Wow, right, this is quite scary. I will not follow Marcus if it's me. Whoa, where's this place? So they are going down, so I did. Following right behind Marcus, I entered this Jerry building, immediately confronted by a dusty staircase within. The path before us was dark, dirty, and even a bit eerie, as one would think a midnight stroll in an unsavory neighborhood might be. Despite that, the staircase appeared to be maintained, or at least dilapidated. Well, what's this word? I should find out soon. Or anyone can tell me in the comment section. Moreover, albeit faint, I could definitely see light coming from below. Whoa, it's a ring, right? A fighting ring. What awaited us at the bottom of the staircase was an arena. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you smell what the rock is cooking. At the center was a boxing ring, and beyond that were grandstands akin to those I usually see in football stadiums. Despite the massive size of venue before us, there were only a few other people present, all mauling each other near the top of the grandstand. Well, that's quite scary, right? At least they're not wearing masks and holding some candle or something like that, and wearing hoods or something. The lights remained dim, and for all intents and purposes, Marcus and I were essentially alone. So what do you think? Pretty impressive, huh? True, it's quite impressive. There's one word for it. What the hell is an arena doing like this down here? I believe the word you're looking for is stadium or ring. Anyway, what else would it be? Event like this can't take place in open, you know. Not even in Richmond. Even like this is just a boxing ring, right? in a way, interested. Well, he want me to box, is it? In boxing? I'm not a fan of watching sports, but come to think about it, just wait a little longer, another 5 minutes, and this place will be open to the public. Then you can tell me if you're interested in bashing skulls for a living. Alright, so he wants Song-Hu to be a boxer. While Marcus and I hung around the bottom of the dark stairway, an entrance apparently reserved for staff spectators began to storm in from between the grandstand. Hundreds, if not thousands of spectators flooded the grandstand, soon filling the arena which had been empty only minutes ago. The grandstands were filled, the ring attained fighters, and best of all, the betting began. Best of all, holy crap! Look at all that money! Just how much are those people betting? Despite being so far away from the action, I could clearly see large stacks of money exchanging hands. Spectator practically threw money at the staff taking bets, growing all more excited as the fighter for the first match began warming up. Figure, you jump straight to that. Yes, that's the side of business, and yes, a lucky man can make himself a small fortune down here. But competing in where the real money is, there aren't any rules against betting on yourself either. So let me ask you again, are you interested? Interested in that kind of money? Absolutely. So he's interested in betting, and he's interested in bashing people up. But he don't seem that fit, you know. But as far as competing goes, I could never do that. Actually, well, I just killed a guy, so actually I can do that. Marcus does have a point. If I learned how to fight professionally, then proceeded to bet on myself, I could make a lot of money. It would also give me an outlet where to vent my frustration rather than on unsuspecting victims like his boss, Mudo. Mr. Mudo. But that's the best case scenario. Realistically, I might not even land a hit on my opponent, let alone prove proficient enough to profit from a career in boxing. I could just end up broken and broke, worse off than ever. True. That's why it's a bet, right? Maybe I'd rather find a more stable source of income. Sai, your loss. But if that's how you feel, then I suggest you set your sights on the man above the grandstand to your left. Who's that? Despite our poor vantage point, I did as Marcus suggested, and gazed towards the grandstand to the left of the boxing ring. Above the grandstand was a glass panel, a viewing booth, without a single shadow being cast from within. So where's the guy? Behind that bulletproof glass is the owner of this fine establishment, Mr. Karasu. Japanese? Alright, bulletproof glass? Whoa. Impress him, and you can make a comfortable living without ever setting foot inside the ring. So I think he's a mob boss or something like that. Now, that is worth noting. A place like this, reckon it, I'll be foolish not to try and get in on something like this. Yes, correct, something that earns so much money, make a living. How? Can you tell me? What kind of business does he run? Do you really need to ask this, Suho? Ha! Forget anything I say, you dumbass. It's obvious he's a mob boss, right? Let's just make a silly bet between friends, okay? What do you think? Who do you think will win this next match? Macho Man or the little Jap? Both fighters for next match already center stage. I could clearly tell who Marcus was referring to. Macho Man, here's the Jap guy, the skinny. Before us were two men in their 30s, one in blue trunks and one in red trunks. Blue, red. The blue was a Caucasian male. From my position, he appeared to be at least 6 foot tall, with shoulder width that matched his impressive stature. What is this guy? This guy seems to be a head shorter, a Japanese man with a slim build, probably a martial artist of some variety. Sure, they are both professionals given their presence here, but if I'm asked to choose the victor, I'll say since I'm not a macho guy, and since I might fight in the future, I choose people like me, the Japanese man. The Jap. Yeah, the Jap. I'd rather not make a bet with Marcus, but I guess it kinda hurt if there aren't any stakes. Alright, I guess the macho man is mine, said Marcus. With our bets having placed, neither of us said a word as we waited for the match to begin. So they're standing there looking at them fighting. Even if we wanted to talk, it took enough concentration to simply observe from a distance, let alone speak. It's not for their significant difference in stature. I doubt I'd even be able to tell the fighters apart. Alright, so why did I choose the person with... Oh my gosh, did he just lost? The instant the bell rang, the outcome had already been decided. In a split second, the massive Caucasian swept his opponent's leg, sending him to the floor. Through his second round, the Japanese man arm like an armbar, pushing his elbow like a lever to threaten it as it threatened to snap. Whoa! Dame! The Japanese man cried out in pain, and his arm bent backwards at the elbow. But his screams were overpowered by the crowd, who shouted out for blood, spurring on the giant he had been pitted against. Ani, no more! I give up! The man in blue paid no heed to his opponent's pleas for mercy. Even as the Japanese man cried in pain, forfeiting without hesitation, the giant continued unabated, glaring at his opponent without a hint of sympathy. Oh no! Despite how overwhelmingly one-sided the fight proved to be, the crowd continued to cheer, seemingly more interested in seeing blood than the match. So this is like some gladiatory ring, right? Go, Maximus! So, in response to their lust of violence, oh my gosh, I don't see this. Oh my gosh, I'm covering the screen. The Caucasian man happily carried out his job. Oh my gosh, don't show us that. Alright, seems like he didn't show us. Alright, lucky we didn't see that. The sound of the Japanese man arm being snapped into two was silenced by the crowd, most of whom were quiet as its echo reached their ears. Medical staff rushed in the ring, carrying the fallen fighter out post haste, and gamblers lined up to collect their payouts, leaving the remainder of those present in shock and awe. Oh no, we lost money. We thought he's some pro-Japanese, martial artist. Not all Asian practice martial arts, Oh, I thought he's some pro. You better learn to analyze your opponents a little better if you want to become a professional fighter. Marcus tried to speak to me, but whatever he had to say, I wasn't interested. Even after the match had ended, my mind was in the ring, replaying the scenes that I have been transpired mere moments ago. I could feel the blood drain from my face even before the decisive moment, at which point there wasn't a single hair on my body not standing on end. So he loved to fight. Marcus dragged me here and with promises of more money, making it sound like my worries were over. A legal job, one in which I could act violently and make money from doing so. He don't look like a violent person though. Boxing fit that description, and for a moment there, I could even see myself wearing boxing gloves and trunks, duking it out with some other money-hungry athlete. But what I just saw, whatever it was, that's not happening. Nope, I'm not gonna let my arm get broken by some guy. Marcus couldn't possibly expect me to get in a ring like that. Getting my legs broken for this sadistic boss amusement? Nope, definitely not. I may be desperate, but no sum of money is that worth. That's true. Alright guys, this seems like a nice place to stop, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in part 5 of Signers. Whoa. Did you get scared? Well, subscribe to my channel and I promise you'll never get scared again. Or watch more videos and you will be able to find your peace in life.